These payouts are insane. Are people actually making this kind of money off this game? There's no way, right? Welcome back to the GPT Daily Show. This is Bags. Let's get stacking. So today we're over here on FreeCash, another GPT website that I use pretty frequently. And I know you guys, if you've been in the GPT space for a long time, you've probably heard of FreeCash. But today we're going to be going over, is it still worth it in 2025? How much can you realistically make on this website in the month? And what makes it different from some of these other competitor GPT sites that have shown up in the last few years to make it worth your time to stay on this one? Starting off over here on the earn page, it does look pretty similar to a lot of the other GPT websites. You got your gaming offers, you have other offers like signups and offer walls, things like that. You got your offer partners here with things like Torox, i2 Studios, one of my favorite, My Chips here, AdGem, things like that. So FreeCash doesn't necessarily have their own offer wall. They do have pretty much only third parties on here, but the cool thing is that they do offer a little bit more for some of these kind of third party walls, like 50% for Torox, 50% for AdGate Media, 50% for Review. You know, I know they're kind of boosted a little bit to kind of market and show you, hey, we want you to do these ones, but still it is something, you know, that kind of puts it above some of the other GPT sites. They give you a little bit more for some of the same offers. They do have featured surveys as well. Never really an advocate for surveys. I know some people do make a decent amount just doing surveys and kind of grinding it out, mushing their brain for hours and just kind of making pennies on the dollar for a survey. But, you know, I really only use the survey to get my daily streak going and to kind of push me over on certain websites to kind of get the threshold of rewards there. Again, not my favorite, but they do have them. And then here we have all their survey partners here. I'm just going to open up the gaming offers here. So you can go by Android, iOS, desktop, whatever you want to do. This is just kind of where I spend most of my time, is in the gaming section here. I do have like a burner Android, but I'm not going to put it in there for the purpose of this video, just to kind of show you a bit less of the options. But we're just going to go for iOS and desktop, and then I like to search for most popular or lowest reward, to be honest with you, because highest reward, as we saw at the beginning of the video, they're just boasting some of these crazy, ridiculous payouts, okay? And here we are at Goblin's Wood. I mean, there's absolutely no way that people are getting to level 100, level 110 on this game without spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. I remember attempting this one a while ago, and it's just basically an idle clicker game. It's just a management simulator. How much time do you have in the day simulator? Reaching level 6 takes like hours, okay? It's not like something that you just get for installing the game. And then again, reaching level 35, 45, even 55 and up is just almost impossible, you know, especially when in the fine print they usually have somewhere in here that you need to do it within 30 days. I don't know if this one necessarily need to do it within 30 days, but again, it's going to take you so much time and effort to do that. You just might as well skip it. I'm going to show you kind of how to find the best ones to do on this website. So what I like to do is I like to go to either most popular or lowest reward. A lot of the ones that are pretty good I've already done up here in my offers, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But there are some that I still haven't done yet on this one. Sea of Conquest is always a really good one. This one, they have some limited rewards here. You know, if you are able to reach level 13 in 2 days, which might take a little bit of spending, but a $25 payback, you know, is probably better than what you would get in having to spend, or the time amount that you'd have to do in order to get level 13. From my experience doing this, getting to level 13 does not quite take 2 days. But, you know, maybe if you are pretty new, if you don't have a lot of time to play, I feel like if you're pretty active in this game, getting to level 13 in 2 days is pretty doable. Level 17 in 7 days might be a little bit harder, just because this one, again, is a bit more of time management than some of the other city builders. But if you are able to invest even a little bit and get to some of these thresholds, the return is going to be positive for you, alongside just making some of these easier ones that have, you know, a 12-day or a 7-day you know, threshold to hit level 12, things like that. The point is that there's a lot of games in here that do actually pay pretty well for the time that you're putting in. And the reason I say to go to lowest rewards here is because a lot of these ones, for example, only require you to do very simple things for 81 cents. Okay, so like Zoo Tycoon or Zoo 2 Animal Park here, you have to install the game and complete level 5. This takes, getting to level 4 takes, you know, maybe 20 minutes. To get to level 5, they do have it where you kind of have to wait a full cycle of, you know, kind of some rewards to stack up. But even then, it's like open this app twice, you know, over the course of a day and get 81 cents. You know, it's super easy to do. Windows to reach level 5, you know, not super hard. But again, a lot of these lower paying ones like Wuthering Waves right here. This one is another one that I've done. It's basically paying you $5 to download the game. because the game here, getting to level 25, it's not that it's difficult, it's not that it takes a long time, it's just that they know their game is kind of addicting. It's like a gotcha, kind of like a Genshin Impact game. So if you do like those kind of games and you're gonna play it anyway, why not just install it from here and make a little bit of money while you're doing that. And like I said, going up to the My Offers page, I'm just going to show you some of the better ones that I've been doing. Queen's Blade Limit Break and Legend of the Galactic Heroes are like G3 gacha games. They're all made by the same company, and they're basically clones of other apps that have been doing really well. So don't be fooled by, the high payouts for the low level here, because some of these do take a little bit of time. But for this one, for example, to get to level 16 only took a couple days, maybe like 2 or 3 days, to make $5 plus whatever I made before then, so like $7 almost there. For this one, I definitely recommend doing this one. It's literally, you don't even have to download it, it's just a game on the browser, so it's really easy to get started on that one. Queen's Blade Limit Break is also another one of those like check in every few hours kind of thing, and get 365 when you get to level 60. I wouldn't say to go to level 80 or 85 unless you really want to grind it out. But again, just some of the micro earnings that you can make for just a few hours in some of these games, it really just starts to add up. And the best part about FreeCash is with some of them, they do have like a daily reward. So if you open the app once per day for 20 days in a row, you get $1. It looks like I didn't quite hit this one, unfortunately, but I'll show you one that I did a couple weeks ago. So here's Narcos, one of my favorite ones. I didn't even play this game. Okay, this game takes forever to kind of level up and everything. I only got my headquarters to level 6. But I did, open the game once for 21 days in a row, and I got $1.35 for doing that and never actually playing the game. So if you have multiple of these going, Narcos, Palmon, here's another one, 25 days in a row, opening the app, $3.50 right there. If you have like 4 of these going, you open them once a day, it takes 2 seconds. You start to really see the micro earnings add up from the games section of this website. They do also have a daily streak as well. It's not really my favorite thing. It's not as great as some of the other websites do it, but if you do earn within the day, then you do qualify for a little spin. Here it says up to $10 per day and up to $1,000 per 7 days. Realistically, what you're going to be seeing is like 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, somewhere in there. You might get lucky. I've never really hit it huge on this, but it's just something where they kind of throw money at you just for being active on their website every single day. Going over to the rewards page, so FreeCash also has like quests and stuff available. These are for things like lottery tickets, which there's a lottery that they have every single week. I've accumulated over 20,000 lottery tickets in a week, and I've not seen anything. I've accumulated 1,000 lottery tickets in the week, not seen anything. So are people winning this? I'm sure they are, but I've not gotten lucky enough to win it. But again, just something that you can win here. You can subscribe to an SMS update for 5 cents. This is a quest that's just telling me to go spend money in a game I was started, so you can just disregard that. Of course they're gonna try to get you to do that. But again, sometimes in here they have you do things like spin a case and just get some free money, subscribe to an SMS update, install a game, for whatever it is, 10 cents just for that day. So again, just always keep in mind to look out for the quests here. Some of them are just garbage, but others of them actually do end up paying you out something. And then just like some other sites, they do have a leaderboard page. So they have daily and they also have monthly. I'm not really showing up on here because I'm not quite as active on FreeCash at the moment. But, it looks like this person has earned $5,000 today, so they have gotten a $50 prize, at least if they, remain there for the next 3 hours, 31 minutes. It doesn't look like this person in second place is going to be earning $3,000. That would be, quite the comeback there. But again, it's something. The monthly prizes are a bit more, it's $500 for the monthly. This one doesn't really necessarily give you an opportunity to poach those earners like some of the other websites that we've covered. But again, they have the leaderboards. If you're really active, if you want to push leaderboards, go on for it. Now I'm going to go over some of the cash out options for FreeCash. So of course, they definitely boast being able to pay out to stake. I believe they're partnered with them. So I believe all stake payouts are going to get a bit of an increased payout. So if you do have stake, if you want to withdraw it to there, go for it. I don't necessarily do that. It's not really my favorite site in the world, but it is something that they kind of advertise here. So of course you can always withdraw the PayPal. Their minimum is $5 for PayPal. Again, not really that great. There's a lot of lower PayPal thresholds out there, but still, it is a $5 threshold there, all the way up to $200 that you can withdraw. You have to get all the way to $25 to lower the fees. So if you are going to withdraw to PayPal, I almost 100% recommend just not doing it until you get to $25 because one, it does take a little bit of time regardless the amount for it to actually get approved, and two, the fee for PayPal, I think it's like 5% or something. So if you want to avoid any fees and actually just maximize your earnings, I would not withdraw unless you're at 25 or more on PayPal. They do have Google Play, Amazon, Apple, Visa prepaid, and your bank account. Again, all of these are going to have lower fees the higher that you withdraw. So again, if you're going to actually put your bank in here, which I have not, I don't really advise that, but you can if you want. It's a $20 minimum threshold to avoid the fees there. But here's where I do most of my withdrawing, to be honest with you guys. Bitcoin, you don't need a stake address to withdraw Bitcoin. You just need a Bitcoin address. You do the maximum amount. There is a withdrawal fee here. However, crypto is so volatile that sometimes, you can just kind of play with when you withdraw, with when you get your funds, to where that fee almost gets eaten up if you're kind of smart with what the prices are. But again, it's just a way you can withdraw directly to your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Solana wallet, your Dogecoin wallet, whatever it is. The first minimum withdrawal for crypto is at $20, but after that, there's no minimum. It's just basically up to whatever your crypto wallet's minimum is. I know, for example, Kraken has like a minimum of amount that you can deposit or put in of Bitcoin, Solana, whatever it is. So just careful there. Coinbase doesn't have one. That's the one that I use. So if you're using Coinbase, it doesn't really matter. Just send it to your Coinbase once you do the $20 minimum requirement. So here we are at my earnings page, and I know it says that I joined 2 years ago, but to be honest with you, all of these earnings, at least 90% of them have been done in the last few months. Believe me if you want, you don't have to, but I'm just going to show you some of the earnings here. So just going down, multiple times per day. We're just clicking on things. We're making, games happen. $2 here, $2 here, $2.95 here. Just the point is that every single day we're adding more and more to our crypto stack here on this website. Here's Puzzle and Chaos paying me out $16 right there. Again, this is just very consistent. The payouts from this website are higher than a lot of the other ones. Total earnings $325 for really just playing mobile games and clicking on some here every few days. Really pretty good, especially if you are investing that into something that's growing. If you're putting the money into somewhere that's like a long-term investment, any free micro stack is always a good thing. One of the negatives that I do have with FreeCash, however, though, is with some of these offer walls. Yes, you're making some decent money from them. Anything over $1, I feel like this website has an automatic pend that gets put onto it. So you do have to wait not only for the dollar to get tracked by the actual third-party offer wall, but then once it shows up in your account after 1, 2, 7, 14 days, just depends on how much it is to how long it pens. Once you get that in your account, you do have to wait an additional time frame for FreeCash to actually pay you out. There's not instant payouts. They do have to go to a moderator. That's just the one thing that some of these other sites have going for them that FreeCash doesn't. But because FreeCash knows that, they're able to pay a bit more because they do want you to do it. They do want it to be worth it for you. But like I said, this is not something where you're going to sign up, you're going to get these funds within a day. Very unlikely. But if you are consistent, if you're just consistently doing things on this website, you're going to start to see those earnings add up. And then over time, you're going to have money in your account and it's going to be able to be withdrawn. It's just going to seem like you have a pretty steady cash flow coming out of here. That's pretty much going to do it for FreeCash, guys. I mean, it's a good site. It's not my favorite. It's definitely got its perks, with the high payouts and everything like that. It just takes a little bit of time for me, to actually get that money into my account. So for that reason, it's not one that I'm specifically super active on. But it's also because I've done a lot of the really good games on here already, so I kind of need to move on and do them on other sites at this point. But like I said, this is Bags with the GTP Daily Show. Go and subscribe if you're new here. Appreciate you guys for being here. You know why you're here. You like crypto. You like micro stacking. You like playing mobile games. All the above there. Share it with your friends if you want to show them some cool GPT sites. Help me compete with AI voiceovers. I'm not an AI. I'm a real guy that just likes mobile games, likes to help you guys earn some money. Appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next one, and keep stacking.